Hello and welcome to the second video of our series Traveling with a Drone. We are here in Brussels. To see how we got here, you need to check out our first video. There we also talked about the topics how to use your drone more often, then the different regulatories and rules across the one European drone regulation, privacy versus drone, and traveling to Europe from abroad. And with that, we can move on.
Bienvenue à Brussels, the capital of Belgium and the heart of the European Union. Brussels is a city full of contrasts. From the majestic Grand Palace to the quirky mannequin piece, it offers history, culture and humor. And let's be honest, the real reason to visit? The waffles, the fries and of course, I guess the chocolate. Good morning, let's head to Amsterdam.
So if you want to fly your drone in a metropolitan area, you need to have the approval by the National Aviation Agency. And so I'm on my way on the closest spot I can get to with no special approval.
Welcome in Amsterdam, the city of canals, bicycles and history. From the iconic Anne Frank house to the lively Jordan district, Amsterdam is a mix of culture and charm. Whether you're cruising through the canals or exploring street markets, there's always something to see. And of course, no visit is complete without trying some Dutch stroopwafels.
When you travel by plane with your drone, there's a few things you need to keep in mind. For one, when you have a drone with you, you remove the propellers, you carry them in your checked-in luggage, because some airlines may find that this is a weapon and should not be transported in the cabin. What should be carried in the cabin is flight battery. So the flight battery is very important because it's flammable. There's also a LiPo safe bag for the LJ flight battery, and I would always recommend keeping it in this while you're traveling. If you keep these two things in mind, then traveling with your drone by plane should not be a problem at all. Good morning everybody, it's 6 o'clock and I'm on my way to Amsterdam Centraal to catch my train to Germany.
Moin Moin from Hamburg, Germany's stunning port city, where history and modernity meet. From the famous Elbphilharmonie to the historic Speicherstadt, Hamburg is full of surprises. And if you ever wanted to travel the world in one day, Miniaturwunderland is the place to be. It's the largest model railway in the world.
traveling by yourself, you not only want to have some stock footage showing the city, but you also want to have you yourself in action. And DJI has actually done a very good job with autonomous drone flying. So when the drone does flight maneuvers on its own. I did a few of these flight maneuvers to show you what the drone can fly automatically. So you yourself can still be in the center of the frame whilst doing something.
A selection of master and quick shots lets you unleash your creativity. With Dronie, Rocket, Circle or Helix, your drone performs camera movements on its own. Stable tracking shots are achieved with Spotlight and Point of Interest.
And these flight maneuvers are only just a selection. There's many more that you can try yourself if you have a drone, and that's to change things up a little bit. That you're not behind the camera on the remote controller, but in front of it. Now we need to hurry a little bit because I'm train to Copenhagen. Gonna leave soon. See ya.
You can tell that I've been traveling for quite a while, because the live updates become sparse. In a spontaneous decision, I decided to skip Copenhagen for now and explore Malmö first. Welcome till Malmö. Sweden's southern gem is a city of innovation and tradition. From the medieval Malmö castle to the futuristic turning torso, it blends old and new in a way that's truly unique. And since it's just a short ride from Copenhagen, Malmö is the perfect place for a Scandinavian day trip.
If you want to travel by any other ways other than air travel, there's really three options to choose from. It's to take a road trip and travel by car, or to make an interrail journey and travel by train, or to make a cruise and travel by boat. If you decide to travel by car on a road trip, your drone is always available. You're in your own space and you have everything that you travel with in your car, so your drone is easily accessible and you can start wherever you want. When doing interrail travel, just like I did on this journey right here, I think this is even better than a road trip because you're so much more carefree. On the journey I can do whatever I want and I know the train will take me there, so I can prepare my starting point or something like that, so decide where I can fly and stuff, and so I have much more time on my hands when traveling by train. And the last mode of transport is of course traveling by boat, which is what I would recommend the least, because for once on a cruise ship you're mostly not allowed to fly a drone, or it's very impractical because the boat moves at such speeds that most drones cannot catch up, so you will lose it on the way. And most of the times when you're in the city, you're not gonna have enough time to fly your drone there. Although that's why I would recommend traveling by train the most.
I watched the sun disappear behind the horizon before heading back to Copenhagen. Copenhagen, the last city on our journey. The Danish capital is a city of contrasts. Royal palaces on one side, modern architecture on the other. Whether you're strolling through Nyhavn, visiting the majestic Christiansborg Palace, or spotting the Little Mermaid, there's no shortage of iconic sights. And of course, Copenhagen is the land of hygge, so let's dive in and experience it. Alright, we're now here in Copenhagen, and as you can see, the weather is quite misty, and we can argue that this is not the best weather to fly drone. So first, when it's sunny outside and when it's a little bit clouded, these are the best times when you can fly drone. And of course, the best time of day would be sunrise and sunset. So I would not recommend flying in mist or into clouds, because it can be very dangerous and result in losing your drone. The next danger for your drone is of course rain. Another kind of weather that you should avoid at all costs is when it's cold and very wet outside, because then your components can freeze up. Yeah, so that's to that. Now we're gonna enjoy the rest of our day here in Copenhagen, and after that we will return to Zurich. And what is our plan for that, I'll tell you tomorrow. Good morning from the Copenhagen Central Station. Today we're gonna ride all the way from Copenhagen to Zurich, or hopefully that's the plan. I think there's nothing to go wrong that bad. We'll see about that. I'm very positive that we should make it. But cut to me where something terrible happened. I'm gonna take you with me all the way to Zurich, hopefully. And if not, you'll hear from me very soon. So here's the plan. I take the Eurocity at 8:22 from Copenhagen to Hamburg, where I'll arrive at 2 minutes past 1. Then I've got almost 1.5 hours of transport time onto my second train, which leaves at 14:24 and brings me all the way to Zurich at 10 p.m. if all goes to plan. As you can see, lots of spare time, but you never know at Deutsche Bahn.
Ladies and gentlemen, the train that we're about to cross are facing some problems with a signal on the line, so it will take a little bit longer than expected for the train to arrive here so we can continue. Meine Damen und Herren, wir warten 5-6 Minuten und dann können wir abfahren weiter.
We're about 60 minutes delay. We arrive at Hamburg Central Station today at 1:18. We will inform you about your connection as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, please note in front of us in the Emshorn area there are signal problems. We come to a stop in Neumünster. It may take about 10 minutes before we continue. The train turned at the next connection to Hamburg, regional.
I'm in serious trouble, guys. With my train cancelled in Neumünster, I need to take the Regio 70 that gets me to Hamburg Hauptbahnhof before my train to Zurich leaves. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to Switzerland today.
Next connection to Hamburg Central Station, local train.
Alright, I'm doing a massive gamble right now. I'm gonna tell you what happened later. I was not aware that the Regio would be stopped in Nürnberg. They told us that we should continue with the S-Bahn, but instead of taking the S3 all the way, I changed to the S5 to gain some valuable minutes. Oh, made it. And got some lunch too. I was very relieved that I made this connection, because if something happened on the second train, I could still ride as far as possible. But fortunately, besides some minor delays, I reached Zurich on time. I made it. I can't believe that I'm at the same point where I started my amazing train journey last week. It was an incredible adventure, and I can highly recommend it to anybody. I traveled 3,794 kilometers by train and spent 44 hours and 21 minutes riding through 9 countries and having one of the most relaxing vacations of my entire life. If you want to hear more details about all of my Interrail adventure, then I can make a part 3 where I can explain everything that didn't make it into the actual episodes. Let me know if you'd watch that. I hope you could learn something and now know how to travel with a drone. Have a good one. Good night.